So ADHD not only looks different in women versus men, but it could feel different in women versus men. And I also want to say that there are a couple presentations of ADHD, and sometimes men will tend to have the hyperactive presentation, where women will have the inattentive presentation. And the hyperactive presentation is that body that's always going. You can see it, you can see the fidgeting. A girl being inattentive, you're not going to necessarily see it in her body, but it's a mind that's constantly going. And I would say that's going to look like somebody who's got a lot of anxiety, who is stressing about what people are going to think. She maybe has a lot more emotion. There's something in ADHD called rejection sensitivity or rejection sensitive dysphoria. And that means that we react to or expect rejection much more than, say, a neurotypical person would. So, for instance, for me, if I'm getting a phone call and I own a business, and one of the people that we work with calls, or our customer calls and said, "Hey, Jamie, can you give me a call back?" I will immediately go to the negative. That is my first response. I always thought that was everybody, and I learned no, that's an ADHD thing. And that's not to say that you can't be sensitive to rejection if you don't have ADHD. But I will also say, I think one of the reasons that it really impacts women typically more than men is that ADHD is a deficit of executive functioning. And when you think of executive functioning, it's planning tasks, it's prioritizing, it's running a household. So, what I'm still finding, and this is shifting, but a lot of the way that a household runs and children as a reflection on the woman. And so I was the parent, for instance, who was missing parent teacher conferences, who maybe didn't get the field trip permission slip signed, or maybe my kids didn't turn in their homework. And that was a reflection on me as the mom. Even though I worked and my ex-husband worked, it feels still like women carry that burden of making sure that everything runs the way it's supposed to. Another reason you're not going to see ADHD so much in your female friends is that she's hiding a lot. For me, if I wanted to have people over, then I was, busy shoving things into closets and into drawers and into the garage, so that when you came over, it looked like I had everything together. You didn't know that, I was constantly going over things in my mind or criticizing myself. Or if somebody said 10 nice things, but there was that one negative thing, that one negative thing was going to be the thing that swirled around in my brain and kept me up at night. Also, because we tend to be really creative, we see things, or we jump to conclusions. So, for instance, two of my kids are out of the house, and if I don't hear from them, I immediately go to the negative. I immediately go to something bad has happened, and then I'll start to create scenarios where other people might not jump to those conclusions. I will also say, I think the biggest challenge of ADHD, at least for me and a lot of the women that I know, is the anxiety. It's the self doubt. It's the shame. Why can't I get it together? It seems like everybody else has it together, and I just can't seem to do that.